Good afternoon and welcome to this week's blog. There's been so much learning going on in school this week, which of course you would expect, but I wanted to take a moment to just share some of the different ways that pupils have had to learn or had the opportunity to learn. From the GCSE PE students going down to White Spider to develop their climbing skills, so that's down in Chessington, indoor climbing centre, to classroom-based lessons where we've had an Islamic calligraphy lesson down in the lower part of the school. And the words used to describe that lesson were how enthusiastic and curious pupils were. To maths workshops where Mrs. Pengelly has arranged for a really practical hands-on workshops for pupils to go in and solve different problems. Now, again, I managed to go and see a couple of those workshops. What was particularly impressive was pupils working together collaboratively, not necessarily the pupils you would expect to be working together, but working together and unpicking different projects in different ways and using each other's skills to try and get to a result together. And I saw that on a few occasions, and it was particularly impressive the way pupils listen to each other and adapt their own styles to suit each individual project that they were taking on at each time. So well done to all those pupils who took part, and I hope you enjoyed that. But the learning that took place during those sessions was really impressive to see, and particularly the collaborative approach, people working together to get to the ultimate goal. We've also had science pupils have been making homemade periscopes. I was lucky enough to look up at one point this week at my door to see a cardboard tube pointing around the corner. I wasn't quite sure at the time before I realised I was being spied on, although supervised by the teacher at the time. So again, great initiative and great to see pupils getting so many different opportunities. We've also had careers evenings for pupils in the senior school, as well as different workshops for different sets of pupils within the school. So much going on in in so many different ways. Sports fixtures, I have to mention again because it's been another very successful week. The under 10 girls went to a tournament yesterday morning. Mr. Westcott and Miss Abbott were so complimentary about the group as a whole, and the references were used about how competitive they were, how much team spirit they showed, and that they showed the Kingswood House way throughout, all things that we are very proud of. And a special mention to Hattie, who was awarded with the player of the tournament. A very proud moment for us and a very proud moment for you as an individual. Well done, Hattie. Yesterday afternoon, our under 15 A team were competing in the last 16 of the ISFA tournament. After an early goal from Zach Moffat, I hear from all parties it was a worldie, which I believe is a wonderful goal. Congratulations to Zach. Massive team effort from then on, kept it close to the end. Unfortunately, we'd had gave away a penalty towards the end. It went to 1-1, extra time, and then penalties in close to darkness, I'm led to believe, at about 4:30 last night at Priest Hill. We went on to win the penalty shootout, which is not an easy achievement. Well done to all pupils involved and Mr. Cowie. And we now go on to the quarterfinals. So exciting news, and we look forward to hearing about some future success, hopefully in the quarterfinal. Thanks again to the KHA for arranging the Christmas fair next week. That's next Saturday morning. Details are in the newsletter. And I understand there's been a slight extension to the purchasing a Christmas tree. I've bought my Christmas tree through the KHA. I urge you to do the same. Please support the school with this initiative, and please come and support the fair next Saturday. Again, I look forward to seeing many of you there. I've given out a lot of Green Star badges again this week, but there's one pupil in particular that I would like to mention by name. Hugo van Heinigen. We've had a couple of pupils come in for taster days this week, and then I spoke to our admissions team as well, and they always say how Hugo really reaches out to new pupils because he knows what it's like to come into a new school, and he knows it can be slightly worrying, and he goes above and beyond to make sure that everyone feels settled and in part of the Kingswood House community. Thank you, Hugo. It means a lot to know that pupils are looked after when they're here and that they have the same experience that we have on a day-to-day basis. As I wrote to you earlier in the week, it's great to have a confirmed start date for Matthew Bryan. He will start with us as head formally in the summer term, As I've mentioned a few times, we work closely together, Matthew and I, and he's very aware and contributes towards the many initiatives that we have going on behind the scenes. So he is very much part of the school community already, but he joins us formally in the summer term, and that's something that we can all look forward to. Finally, I wish you a happy weekend, enjoy some time off, and come back, pupils of course that is, ready to go for the last 2 or 3 weeks of term. Take care, bye.